All right, let's get ready for a deep dive, folks, because today we are going to be talking about uh, Claressa Shields,
Ooh.
Danielle Perkins coming up.
Big fight.
Big fight. And I think what makes this so interesting is it's not just two fighters coming in, to try and beat each other up. It's
Right.
two completely different stories, two completely different paths to this point.
Yeah.
Um, and to help us break it down, we've got our resident boxing expert.
Oh, hello.
What do you see just at the top level that makes this such a fascinating fight?
I think for me, you said it, two different stories, two different paths. It's a clash of styles.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Oh, yeah.
You have Claressa Shields, the technician,
Yeah.
the multi-weight champion, the Olympian.
Yeah.
And then you have Danielle Perkins, who brings this like raw power, this athleticism from a basketball background.
Yeah.
How does that translate? We'll find out.
Yeah, so let's give people a little bit of background because maybe they haven't been following these two fighters.
Sure.
Claressa Shields, 15-0, 3 KOs. What stands out to you about her record? I mean, beyond just the wins and losses.
You know what? I think it's how she gets those wins.
Yeah.
A lot of those are decisions, dominant decisions.
Yeah.
She's a points fighter.
Yeah.
She can knock you out, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But she's a boxer. Breaks you down. She's like a surgeon in the ring, so.
It's interesting to see her now as the WBC heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
I mean, she has moved up.
She has.
Fight these power punchers.
It's ambition, right?
Right.
She wants to prove that she is the best, period.
Right.
Not just in one weight class, but anywhere.
Danielle Perkins, 5-0, 2 KOs. But what I think is so fascinating about her is this transition from college basketball star at St. John's to pro boxer.
It's not uncommon.
Really?
Yeah, you see it quite a bit, actually.
Okay.
But I think for her, you have to look at her height.
Right, 6 feet tall.
6 feet tall. Immediate reach advantage.
Yeah.
And that's something that's honed on the basketball court.
Yeah.
She's used to using her length to grab rebounds, to block shots.
Yeah.
Now she's keeping people at bay with that jab. So
it's not just the height, it's knowing how to use the reach.
absolutely. And I think, the other thing is the footwork.
Oh, yeah.
The agility.
Right.
Basketball demands that. You got to be light on your feet. You got to be able to see what's happening and react.
Breaks your opponent.
And for Perkins, she's already overcome a serious car accident to get to this point. So stepping in the ring with Claressa Shields, who many consider to be the best female boxer in the world,
Right.
that's not going to faze her.
I mean, that's some serious mental toughness.
Yeah.
But when you talk about the basketball skills, how much did she have to unlearn or relearn in terms of becoming a boxer,
That's a great question. I think it's a process of adaptation.
Right.
If you think about it in basketball, you're moving around the court, you're trying to create space,
Right.
you're trying to find an open shot.
Right.
Boxing is similar, but the court is much smaller.
Right.
And the shots are punches.
Right. Right.
So she's had to refine that footwork. She's had to learn, proper punching technique, defensive strategies that are specific to boxing.
Right.
But those instincts, that ability to read an opponent,
Yeah.
to react quickly,
Right.
that's already ingrained.
It's almost like playing chess on a different board, but the strategic thinking is still there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I find so fascinating about her.
Yeah.
She's still relatively new to the sport.
Right.
So we're seeing her evolve with each fight.
Yeah.
And I think this matchup against Shields is going to be a real test.
Now, before we get into the actual fight details, I want to talk about this emotional aspect of this fight.
Sure.
This is Claressa Shields' homecoming.
Right, her first professional fight in her hometown.
Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan.
And there are no attendance restrictions.
No. Oh.
So that arena is going to be packed.
I'm going to be electric.
I mean, can you imagine the pressure and the motivation?
I can't even fathom.
I mean, is that good, bad, or a bit of both?
I think it's a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen fighters crumble under the weight of those expectations.
Yeah.
But we've also seen them rise to the occasion.
Right.
And deliver some truly unforgettable performances.
Right.
So how she handles that pressure, I think it's going to be a major factor in this fight.
We're already getting into the nitty-gritty, and we haven't even gotten to the hype.
Oh, yeah.
The lead up to the fight, the pre-fight stuff.
Yeah, it's already heating up.
Yeah.
Both these fighters, they're not afraid to talk a little trash.
No.
And they haven't held back.
So give us a little taste. What are they saying?
Well, I mean, Shields, she's been emphasizing her experience.
Yeah.
She's like, listen, she's fighting against the best.
Right.
But Perkins, she's not backing down.
Oh, really?
Oh, no. She's like, if it's going to be a dog fight, there's going to be 2 dogs in there, and you won't know who's who.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it's getting good.
I can already picture the weigh-in, the stare down.
Oh, yeah.
This is so much more than just, jab, jab, cross.
Yeah, it's a mental game.
Yeah.
It's just as much about psychology as it is about physical prowess.
So we've got the veteran coming home to defend her title against this up-and-comer who's got a different skill set and is not afraid to talk.
It's going to be fireworks.
I am so ready.
Me too.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to get into the real nitty-gritty. Who's going to win this thing?
Let's do it.
Stay with us. Okay, so we've set the stage. We know who these fighters are. Now the big question.
Yeah, the big one.
Who wins this thing?
It's a tough one.
I mean, I'm looking at it and I can't call it.
No, you really can't. And I think, you could make a case for either fighter.
Yeah, I mean, let's start with Claressa Shields.
Sure.
Her experience in the ring is undeniable. She's fought, I mean, some of the best.
She's been in there with everybody.
Yeah, and just time and time again, she's come out on top, and I think that breeds a certain confidence.
Oh, yeah.
A certain composure.
Right.
In those big moments.
And her speed, right.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just hand speed, it's foot speed. Right. It's her ability to create angles, to get in and out of range.
She's elusive.
Yeah, she's like a phantom in there.
But Perkins has the size advantage, the power advantage.
Right.
Is that enough? I mean, we've seen smaller, faster fighters get really taken down by those power punches.
And that's the question.
Yeah.
Can she use that reach?
Yeah.
To keep Shields at bay?
Keep her away.
If she can land those power shots, if she can establish that distance, it could change the complexion of the whole fight.
And we haven't even talked about the fact that Shields is coming home.
Right.
Fighting in front of, a hometown crowd.
That could be huge. It really could.
Yeah, but is that more pressure?
It could be.
I mean, you see some fighters just...
Yeah, some thrive on it and some it's too much.
Too much, yeah.
It's too much, yeah.
So many things to consider.
It's a lot.
The speed, the power, the experience, the location.
Yeah, it's going to be unpredictable.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we love about boxing, right?
Yeah.
You can break it down all you want, but you just never know.
Until that bell rings. But
yeah. You've
been analyzing these fighters. You've been looking at their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Do you have a prediction?
I'm leaning towards Shields. I really am.
Okay. Yeah.
I think her experience, her ring IQ, her ability to adapt.
Yeah.
I think that's ultimately gonna give her the edge. She's proven that she can overcome adversity.
Right. She's been in tough spots before.
She's been in tough spots.
And found a way to win.
But and this is important. I am not counting Perkins out.
Okay.
I think she's got the tools to pull off an upset.
Yeah.
If she can use that reach, if she can land those power punches.
We'll take a few too.
And weather the storm, right?
Yeah.
Weather that early storm for Shields.
And that's what I love about this fight. It's like we can have this discussion, but there's a real chance for an upset here.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what makes it so exciting for people to watch.
Keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah. Who doesn't love an underdog story?
That's right.
And I think this fight is about more than just these two fighters.
It really is.
This has implications, I think, for the future of women's boxing.
Oh, absolutely. I think, this fight, it's generating a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
And that spotlight is crucial for the growth of the sport.
And I think we've seen that growth.
We have.
Over the last few years.
Absolutely.
More high-profile fights, more media coverage.
More young women entering the sport.
Yeah, and I think this could really be a catalyst to push it even further.
The heavyweight division especially. Right?
Yeah, it's still relatively...
It's new, it's developing, it's exciting.
Yeah, this is pushing boundaries, this is breaking barriers.
It's inspiring.
Yeah, so this fight is not just about these two athletes, it's about legacy.
It's about history, it's about the power of sports.
I can't wait to see what happens.
That one's going to be a night to remember.
Okay, so we've talked about Shields' speed, Perkins's power.
Yeah.
But I think there's another matchup that's really interesting here, and that's Shields' experience versus Perkins's basketball background.
That's an interesting one, yeah, because how do you quantify that, right?
Yeah, how do you measure that?
Yeah.
I mean, Shields has been boxing since what, like 11 years old?
Yeah, she's a veteran.
She knows what it takes to win, but Perkins is coming in with this completely different set of experiences.
I mean, think about basketball for a second.
Yeah.
You're constantly adjusting.
Yeah.
You're reading the court.
Right.
You're anticipating those moves.
Yeah.
And I think those are skills that translate really well to boxing.
So maybe Shields has the edge in boxing experience.
Maybe.
But Perkins might be more adaptable.
It's possible, yeah.
Because she's used to thinking on her feet, making adjustments in the moment.
Right. I mean, Shields, she's used to fighting a certain way.
Right.
But Perkins, she might be more comfortable improvising.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, thinking on her feet.
So she might bring something to the ring that Shields has never seen before.
Exactly.
And that's what makes this so interesting. It's almost like two completely different styles.
It is.
Of fighting, of thinking.
And don't forget, Perkins, she's already proven she can handle pressure.
She's overcome a lot.
She has, the car accident, a transition to boxing.
Now facing down Claressa Shields.
In her hometown.
Yeah, you gotta have some serious mental toughness to handle that.
It's a different level.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
So as we get ready for this fight, we've got the clash of styles.
We did.
We've got the experience versus this unorthodox approach.
Absolutely.
We've got the emotional homecoming.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
Two fighters who just want to win.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
I cannot wait.
Now, I know we've said it before, but I'm going to say it again.
All right.
February 2nd.
Mark your calendars.
This is a can't-miss fight.
Absolutely.
But before we let you go, I want to leave you with a question.
Okay.
How do you think this fight, regardless of who wins, will shape the future of women's boxing?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean, think about it, especially in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, it's a great question.
That's something to think about.
For sure.
And if you have thoughts, let us know.
Yeah, hit us up on social media.
Website, wherever you want.
Let's keep this conversation going.
So we talked about Claressa Shields' speed and Danielle Perkins' power, but I think there's another matchup we got to consider here.
Okay.
Shields' experience versus Perkins' basketball background.
It's an interesting one, right?
It's apples and oranges. How do you even measure that?
You don't, really.
Yeah. I mean, Shields has been boxing since she was a kid. She knows the sport inside and out.
Right.
But Perkins, she brings a whole different way of thinking to the ring.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes this fight so fascinating.
Yeah.
Basketball, it's a game of constant adjustment.
Right.
You got to read the court, anticipate your opponent, find those openings.
It's like a chess match.
It is. And those skills, they translate to boxing.
So maybe Shields has the boxing knowledge.
Yeah.
But Perkins is more adaptable.
It's possible.
Because she's used to thinking on her feet.
Right, and reacting to changes in the game.
Shields is used to fighting a certain way.
Right.
But Perkins, she might throw something at her that she's never seen before.
A curveball, yeah.
And we've talked about Perkins's mental toughness, overcoming that accident, switching sports.
Yeah, that takes a lot of grit.
Facing Shields in her hometown, that's a whole other level of pressure.
Yeah, not many people can handle that.
All right, so as we get ready for this fight, we got clashing styles.
We do.
We got experience versus the unexpected. We got the homecoming.
It's going to be a wild night.
Two incredibly determined fighters.
Absolutely.
This is bigger than just boxing.
It is.
It's about human potential, overcoming obstacles, the pursuit of greatness.
I love that.
So February 2nd, mark your calendars.
Don't miss it.
We are going to witness history.
100%.
It's going to be an incredible night of boxing.
It's going to be electric.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time for another in-depth look at a topic
that has you hooked.
Until then, keep exploring, keep learning,
and keep diving deep.